Good morning. I am kicking off a weekly reading vlog. It just happens to be 8 a.m. in the morning when I'm starting to film this, but that just means that I've gotten up, I've fed the dogs, I have made my coffee, which I'm drinking right now, and yes, you can tell that I like more creamer than I do coffee. Anyway, this week I am starting with Her Name is Night. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. I thought before I started that this was just going to be a book about assassins, like somebody who had kind of been kidnapped and then turned into an assassin, maybe is what I thought from the description. But I think it's going to have a lot more to do with the actual trafficking and the kidnapping of her. Also, the author at the front gives a ton of trigger warnings. And so if this is interesting to you, I think that you should read the trigger warnings. Anyway, my day today, I'm going to get my nails done. And they're still going to be, I'm not going to get them done again until after Valentine's Day. And not that we really celebrate Valentine's Day, but for some reason in February, it feels like my nails should be pink or red. I don't know why. Anyway, there's a new glittery color, and I think that's what I'm going to go with today. Also, I have my first DNF of the year. I am not reading the collected stories of Carson McCullers. I feel like they're probably good. And maybe if I listened to it on audio where somebody was telling me these stories, it would be better. But it's not holding my attention. I cannot force myself to focus on it. I keep putting it off and not wanting to pick it up and read it. So I'm going to call it a DNF, not because it's bad, but because it's just not my kind of writing and it's not holding me. It's not keeping me engaged. I'm going to kick off my day today reading one more story in How Long Till Black Future Month. I started this yesterday. I read the intro and the first story yesterday. My bookmark is way up here. So I'm going to keep reading one story every day. My audiobook is Her Name is Night, and my Kindle book, which I have not even opened the first page of yet, is The Desert and the Drum. So those are our first priorities this week. We'll see how far I get. I do have a list of all of these that I want to get done before the week is out, and I have some that I am continuing to read because they're buddy reads or I'm slowly going through them. So that's everything for this week. Let's see how much I get done. Well, I don't even know if you can tell much. Yeah, they're pinker. They're more pink now than they were before. So I got my nails done. I started The Desert and the Drum, and literally it's about a woman who has a drum and she's walking through the desert. So the title is right on point. There are other things happening, and I will, of course, talk about those as we go through it. Also, I want to find a map of Africa because I'm reading two books right now that are both set in Africa, and I want to wrap my brain around where I'm talking about in the continent, which countries and what areas of the country. So I know that The Desert and the Drum is somewhere around the Sahara Desert because she specifically called it the Sahara. And so I just want to find the other location. So if I get that done quickly, here it is. One thing I really like about Her Name is Night, that's the audio that I'm doing. So as I'm driving back and forth to get my nails done, I was listening to that. And I like that it has before and it has after. And the before is before she was taken. And the person speaking is still speaking English, like our narrator is still speaking English, but it is with the accent of whatever country she's from in Africa, which I probably know if you saw the map. But then when it's present, she's speaking with no accent, just English, like a normal American accent, which is definitely not what I have. But anyway, I am liking them so much so far. I am now about to start my work day, and I'm not going to have a lot of reading time. I will have time this morning to read the one story in this, and I have another book, one of the other ones that popped up here, the Let Your Lips Twitch, that I'm doing a review for when it's over. So I will read the story that I have set aside to read for today in that book. And then I'll just be working on The Desert and the Drum and Her Name is Night. So I'll check back in later, probably after work today. I'll check back in and see what I've read or what I haven't been able to read and what I think about it. Okay, I was in here in my room doing my little exercises this morning. And Django went under the bed for some reason. Django, what are you doing, babe? What are you doing under there? I don't even know if he can get out now. I mean, I know he can, but how are you so squished under the bed? Your sweater's hung. Can you get out? Are you trapped? He just went back under and laid down. Oh my gosh. I don't even know how he got under. Now I don't know how to get him out. Okay, I had to get him to lay on his side and then I just pulled him out. He's just laying here. Oh, there they go. Back and forth. Where did he go? He just ran back under the bed. I'm going to let him get out by himself. If he can get under there twice, I think he can get out by himself. It just has our bags under there for when we pack to go somewhere. So, I don't know why he's being so weird about it, but anyway, back to work. Good morning. It's Tuesday. I have not finished anything. I'm still reading Her Name is Night. Is that what it's called? Yes, Her Name is Night. And let's see. I have 5 listening hours left. So I have 10 hours left of this book. But because I listened to it at 2 times speed, I have 5 hours left. And Don't Fear the Reaper just came out today, which I knew it was coming out today. And I had pre-ordered it. So the book is not being delivered until tomorrow. Do y'all remember when we used to pre-order books from Amazon and they would get to us early, like before you could buy them in the stores? And now they seem to get to us late. I don't like it. Anyway, I have the audio version also that I could start today, but I don't want to stop this to read that and then come back to this. So I'm going to make myself finish this, which is fine. I read a lot more of it last night while I was crocheting. And as I was putting my crochet stuff away, I thought, why didn't I show that? Like, why didn't I take a video of this, me crocheting, so we could talk about it? If you were here a long time ago when I did Crocheting with King, I did a few episodes where I would read a Stephen King book and crochet while I was listening. And I shared the blanket that I was making. Well, I'm still making that same blanket. And don't think that it's going to be a lot bigger now because I've been working on it this whole time, because I have not been working on it this whole time. So I just put it away in a closet and we moved, and I didn't do anything else with it the whole time we've been living here. Well, now that I've been working on my genre blanket, which I have been keeping up with, now I am excited about jumping back into that blanket. So I'll share some pictures of that in a little while later today. Let's see what today is. I'm hoping, really hoping, to be able to finish this book. I'm going to make this my priority read, which means when I'm doing anything, I'm going to be reading this book. The other thing is I am going to lunch. We're having lunch as a family out with the director of our son's choir. So we're going to go out to lunch with him today and just kind of get to meet him. They're going to be going on a tour later this summer for a whole week to different places in Texas. So anyway, we wanted to meet him and spend more time with him. So we're going to go to lunch today. I think it's at a Mexican place. I'll try to remember to get some footage of that. It's just hard for me to remember to film when I'm not used to it. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. And I'm still reading The Desert and the Drum on ebook, but really, like, I got up this morning, I just laid there in the bed and read about 10 or 15 pages of it and realized that they're short stories. It's not one book about the desert and the drum, even though that's the very first story. And the stories are not numbered or named either. They're just different chapters, it says. But each chapter, the first chapter, which is the one I finished, was only about 20 pages total, and it told like a whole story. So now I'm wondering if this is just a series of stories. I did learn, I still didn't do the map yet, but I'm sure I did it before and you saw it. But I did learn that in Her Name is Night, they were in Ghana. It doesn't all take place in Africa. Like right now they're in the United States for part of it, but she originally is from Ghana. So that should have shown up on my map that you saw, but I just now learned about it. That's weird to say. Anyway, back to this blanket I want to talk about real quick. I did my first layer of nonfiction, and it's called Cafe Latte. So it's kind of a brown color, but I like that I read horror books on either side of it. So it's like surrounded by the red. And you'll notice, we talked about this a little bit too, I did the ridges in January, and now for February, they're going to be flat like this. And then for March, they're also going to be flat. They're just going to be smaller, and they're going to keep getting smaller, and then they'll get bigger. And December will also be ridged like this. But if I did all of them with this stitch, like, can you imagine 12 sections of this? It would be entirely too big. So right now, this is what it looks like, and I love it. I need to hire somebody to weave in all the ends on that project, because that's the thing I hate the most about crafting or crocheting is weaving in all the ends when I'm done, like hiding them so that, they're not sticking out. I hate it so much. Anyway, I think that's it as far as an update goes. Her Name is Night. We've gotten a little bit further. I am excited about how this book's going to wrap up, knowing that there's another book coming that I'm going to be reading. Not coming, but it's already out that I'm going to be reading. So that is interesting to know that it's coming up. And that's it. I've got some work to do. We're having lunch out today. And then the rest of the day is just going to be working and reading Her Name is Night as much as possible. And I'll show you my blanket that I've been working on while I listen. And Django's here to say that he needs me. So I'm going to go see what Django wants. Yes? You want to sit up here with me? I'm sure that's what it is. Meanwhile, the best dog is just laying there, being calm. Do you see her? Be like her, Django. Be like her. Well, it's not even that late. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I am so tired. I did not get a lot of sleep last night, which you could tell this morning when I first woke up. We did go do lunch with our friend, and I did not record any of it. I'm sorry. I am going to be taking a break in just a little bit from work. I've been working all day, and I'm going to go crochet and listen to Her Name is Night. I really want to get it finished so that I can start Don't Fear the Reaper. I'm so excited that it's finally out, and I'm just ready. Anyway, I think that's it. I'm done all of the recording and all of that stuff that I need to do today. I do have 2 really long videos that I need to edit for something else, not this channel. And otherwise, that's it. I've done school with my son, and that's all I have left today. I am going live tonight on a different channel, not about books, so it's fine, but I do have to do that too. So I want to get some reading done in between before that starts. So I'll be back with another check-in. I still haven't read much of Her Name is Night today. I did read a little bit more in The Desert and the Drum. I just really like the writing. I don't know what it has to do with the translation. It was originally written in French, and so I don't know if the translator has a lot to do with it, or if the language in general, the wording in general was just really nice, but I like it. I like so far the second story, and I like what's happening with it. So I'm just going to keep going with that as I have time. Okay, I haven't looked at it, nor do I remember what it is, but my Book of the Month box is here. And apparently I opened it upside down, so I'm going to look inside. Yes, I did, because I'm looking at the back of a book. I still don't know what it is, but I got my bookmark first this time. Okay, I just thought I would show you what they are. I'm going to go over them in an actual book haul later this month, but I got Circe by Madeline Miller. I got Ninth House because I had already gotten Hellbent. And I thought, if I'm going to read them both, I want them both in the Book of the Month covers. So that's what I got. And then finally, my book that I picked for this month, The Writing Retreat by Julia Bartz. I think this is her debut novel, and I just wanted it. It looks cool. I love the green on it, and I think I like thrillers. Pretty short, too. So anyway, those are my Book of the Month books that just came in, and I wanted to open it. Why, yes, my hair does look different, and I did not get it cut. I just washed it, and this is still drying. So this is what my hair looks like when it's wet. Anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. I am still not finished with Her Name is Night, but also I still don't have my copy of Don't Fear the Reaper. So I guess it's okay, but I really wanted to finish Her Name is Night so that I could go ahead and start the audio for Don't Fear the Reaper. And then when my physical copy gets here, which should be by 8 o'clock tonight, I would have that. Anyway, it's Wednesday. I've not finished one book since Sunday or Monday, which is not normally me. However, this is what's so weird about this whole thing. So I've been saying, I've got to fix the glare on my glasses. Sorry. I've been saying that I wanted to finish not as many books, like slow down on my book reading. But once I do that, like I'm doing that right now, and I'm freaking out that I'm not reading books all the time, that I'm not finishing books all the time. Anyway, I read 3 more chapters in Royal Assassin. I had gotten one day behind, and so I was trying to catch up, and I just kept going because it was so good, and now I'm one ahead. So, oh well. I'm not ahead. I just usually don't read the chapter until at night, and I've already read today's chapter because I read it last night. Anyway, none of that really matters except that I am just feeling some kind of way about not finishing books like I usually do. And I don't know what the problem is. I mean, clearly it's not bad to not finish books. I mean, I'm still reading them. I'm not DNFing. I'm just slowly reading them, which is weird for me. And apparently it's going to take some getting used to. So anyway, I am going to still read Her Name is Night today. It is some heavy stuff. So you need to make sure that you check the author list, all the trigger warnings at the front of it. Make sure you read those before you do this. But it's really good. Like, I've loved the character work, and I can't wait to see like where things are going to go. I know there's another book, which I'm trying to decide whether or not I'm going to go right into that next book, because I feel like what I need is to just read whatever I want. Like, look at my list of books and go, what do you feel like reading? And then read that. So I'm almost finished with like books that I have to read or whatever. So I think that's my plan, is to finish Her Name is Night. That's one of the ones that I'm reading because Nicole from Dusty Book Sniffers and I traded 2 books on our TBR. And I've already read one. It was My Best Friend's Exorcism. And so this is the second one. And when I finish it, the only thing I'll have left is the Dresden book for this month. It's just one. And that one is super easy and also will be more fun and less like traumatic like this one is. But I think that's going to do it for this update. Today is Wednesday, which means I have a little bit of client work today. I focus mostly on this channel today on Wednesday, so I'll be doing some filming and editing for that. And then we have dinner tonight at our church like we do every Wednesday. So that is my Wednesday. Hopefully I'll remember to bring you along for some of it. I said I was going to show you the crochet, and the reason you didn't see that is because I didn't crochet yesterday. Yesterday was a very busy day for my work, and so I just didn't even get to crochet. I have it sitting out there so that as soon as I can go out and sit in my living room, all my crochet stuff is out there and ready to go. I just didn't get a chance yesterday. And since I haven't finished a book, I haven't had to worry about crocheting my blanket, my genre blanket. So that's how it's been. We will just see how it goes today and all the things that I need to get done today. So I will check back in when I have time and when I have something to report from something that I've read. Here is the blanket. I am working on this row. It's row 50 something. Here is what I have. I'm going to lay it out and hold it up for you in just a second, but I'm working on it for a little bit right now. Details and
all right, well, wait, hold it still and I can do like a B-roll thing
Okay.
as you keep talking over.
Is it loud? I mean, bright enough?
Yeah, I can see the whole thing, Mom. It's
Okay,
fine.
great. So this is where I am so far. I've just been slowly working on it. It looks better when I can lay it all out on the floor, but this is where it is. Hello, it is Thursday morning and probably the last day of this vlog, and then I'll have Friday and Saturday to kind of do whatever I want, and then Sunday will kick off the next reading week. I mean, I know what I'm going to do for Friday and Saturday, but anyway, let's talk about today. I finished Her Name Was Night. I loved this book. Like, when I went back and looked at all the awards and all the stuff that she won, I was like, oh, yeah, no wonder I loved this book. She, like, won so many awards and got nominated for so many things. This was her debut novel. Now, I'm going to tell you, the trigger warnings at the front are no joke. Like, read those trigger warnings and understand them before you start this book. However, if you like... everything about this was so well done. Number one, it's just a story of a girl who has a horrible life and what she has made of that life. Like, I think that's the essence. The second part is that there's unconditional love in here from people that did not have to love. There is the best, like, romance subplot in a mystery thriller that I have ever read. And I loved it so much. I loved everything about it. I loved how it all ended. I am so ready for book 2, which I would have gone directly into book 2. But we all know my book came in yesterday and I could not wait. So I finished Her Name Is Night last night before I went to bed, and I immediately started this one. Even though I was a little bit worried that I was going to be scared because it's Stephen Graham Jones, but... no, it is so good. It picks up after, like, a few years after the first book. The first book is My Heart is a Chainsaw. If you have not read that, please go read that. Especially if you like slasher films. If you are into slasher films at all, if you watched them in the 80s and 90s like I did, go read My Heart is a Chainsaw and then immediately pick this book up. This is so good. Also, the audio version of this has a full cast ensemble. So if that's something that you like, definitely pick it up. I like it and I don't like it at the same time. I like the full cast audio because we get different points of views done by different narrators. I don't like it because some of their voices are a little bit, not great. But otherwise, it's fantastic. I love the spin that he's given on this book, the way it is similar but different from book number 1. I'm loving it so far. I am just right here in the book. So I'm not that far in. What page? 113 is what page I'm on. And so I started this last night. I'm definitely going to finish it tonight or maybe tomorrow morning. So if I finish it tonight or tomorrow, I will jump back on and give my final thoughts before I wrap up this week. I really want to finish it. Anyway, then I'm jumping right back into the next book, which is called They Come at Night with Knight. That's their last name. So anyway, that book is fantastic. I cannot wait to read the next book from her or any book from her. I'm putting her on my auto-buy list. I will be picking them up from now on. Anyway, that's my little check-in. I had an appointment this morning, so it's already after lunch. I've already eaten lunch, and I am now getting to work officially for today. I did a little bit this morning, but I'm now officially getting to work. So I have a few things to do for myself and then a couple of client things, and that's it. So I'm going to get to work, and I think that I just got another 5-star. Like, I think I'm giving Her Name Is Night 5 stars. So that means 3 already this year. I'm so excited about it. Anyway, I'll check back in a little bit later and see what's going on the rest of the day other than work. This is how Skeeter has decided to lay on the box of books that will be unhauled soon. She climbed up there because my sweatshirt was on top and took a nap. Well, it is later on Thursday night. I have read just a tiny bit more. I'm almost done with work for the day, and then I'm going to go in there and crochet and read a little bit more. I do have a live stream happening tonight that I'm a part of, so I'm going to have a little bit of time to read before that happens, but I am going to be focusing on this weekend. I want to get more read in it because I only read like 2 stories this week, and so I really want to work on that more this weekend. And the other short story that I'm doing is called Let Your Lips Twitch, and I want to get more of that done as well. So those are going to be my goals for the weekend. Hopefully I'll check in tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to be able to finish The Reaper just because I'm not going to have a ton of time to read. I forgot about the live stream tonight, and so when the live stream's over, I'll have a little bit of time before bed. And then I'm thinking about getting up in the morning and reading a little bit before I actually kick my day off. So we'll see. Anyway, I will check back in. I'll end everything in the morning, see how far I got tonight and what I think about it. But I was talking to my son and my husband over dinner and like telling them about the first book and then the second book and all my theories. And well, I didn't tell them my theories yet, but I was talking about, you know, everything in there. And my son was like, so who do you think is the killer? It was really funny. So anyway, they both love slashers, so I knew that they would enjoy hearing about this. Anyway, that's it. I am going to continue on finishing up everything, wrapping it all up, and then I'm going to be done for the day. So I will check in with you probably tomorrow morning. Well, here we are. It's Friday, the end of the week. I got up. I did my workout. I made my oatmeal. I'm about to sit and eat that. But I just wanted to do the final check-in today. I did not finish Don't Fear the Reaper. I did get about halfway done, but I was like, I just physically can't finish it last night. That's what I thought. And so I was like, I'm just going to go to sleep. So I'm really liking it. And if I finish it tomorrow, then on Sunday when I do my kickoff to talk about what I want to read this coming week, I'll talk about it then. Also, I'm just not reading as many books as I was, and my plan to read this many books a week or whatever, the plan that I had at the beginning of the week, which was all of these books, is not exactly working out that way. It looks like I'm only going to read these books. And so I don't know what I need to do going forward. There's only one more book that I need to read before the month's out, so I think I'll focus on that, and any other buddy reads that I have are done. All of those things are done, so I think that's what I'm going to do. So anyway, I hope that you had a great week. I hope you read as many books as you wanted to read, and if you had a favorite from this week, please put it down below. Her Name is Night was 5 stars. I loved it. What's funny was last weekend I finished The Patient, which was also 5 stars. So I read 2 5-star books really close to each other, and this Don't Fear the Reaper might end up being 5 stars as well. So far, so good. So I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.